aside from the fact that he's a multi-talented recording artist, producer, he's an ambassador.
Dancer.
A dancer.
Forgetting that part, a dancer.
And he has his own Wikipedia. Talking about Jay Martins. You're wondering who are we talking about?
I think I saw the look on his face when I said a dancer.
I can't remember being a dancer for
videos. I've seen your videos.
I guess when you talk about dancers, you should talk about people like Pokoli. Yeah. Pokoli is one of my favorite dancers. But me being a dancer, like, whoa, okay.
Why I say that is not all artists can actually move rhythmically.
Okay. I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean now. If that is dancing, okay. Well, good to be here in Port-Harcourt. Good to be here at Beat FM 99.9, and thanks guys for having me.
Well, it's great to have you. It's just an honor, really. Well, you've been quiet for a while though. May we ask why?
I guess I've answered this question multiple times. Okay. I had this admission. First of all, I've been to film school in West Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay.
Back in the days, I think it was 2010-11. So when I finished, I was supposed to do the upper class. It's for executive production. And that was meant to be in LA in the States. So I got the admission, but then I kept on deferring the admission. Those are the times we had the Fine Loves, the Touching Body, which came out 2013. So there was a huge, demand. So we kept deferring that. But then it got to some point, the school said, if you keep deferring this, you end up losing your tuition fee. And of course, the cost of money was rising, inflation and all. So that wasn't quite easy for me to do. And so I left, not like I made an announcement. So people just woke up and they didn't see me. So,
like a thief in the night.
Yes.
People just woke up, they didn't see me. So, and that became the problem. But then again, we've done that. We finished, came back. Of course, we had the pandemic. After the pandemic, we had the elections, and then, but we're here.
It's interesting, though, that what kept you from doing that was actually your success. So you can say that your success was so much at that point in time that, they had to actually call you back and say, yo, we get it, but you have to come. But that's not a bad thing, though. It's not the regular kind of problem.
No knowledge is a waste.
Not at all.
I will advise every young person, if you can, make sure you go for expanded knowledge. Some of us went to school not the course we had intended to study, that we studied in the universities or colleges.
I'll say like 60% of the people out there.
But as we all grow, I think it will be fair to us as individuals now. So you can now correct those wrongs and choose the right type of things you want to do, because you never can tell where you land in part of your future, really. So it's like someone who's going to war. Make sure you guard yourself with every bit of ammunition you can get, anything that could help you. So there's no part of education that is a waste, and I would really advise everyone, make sure you go for it.
So it's safe to say you're back into the industry.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
So one very question I want to ask is, ever since you left and you came back, during your times of good or bad, Oyoyo, Jukwa, and now you're back in the industry, what's that change you noticed about the Nigerian music industry?
Now, of course, there's a huge change, and now we can talk about it or refer to it as change. But let me also tell you, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's going to get much bigger and bigger and better. So if we want to refer now to a few years ago as the transition, you should also understand that it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
So it's not going to stop anytime soon. So for anyone thinking Nigerian music is going to at some point slow down, no, because we call the shots. And I'm grateful to God that in my little lifetime I can boldly, and not just I'm saying that the industry itself could say, when we want to talk about those that changed the soundscape of the music industry in Nigeria, I was part of those.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful to God that there's no way you can talk about those who brought that change and not have my name by the time you talk about 1, 2, 3, and we don't pop up. So I love what's happening. I love the new sound, the new genre, and our upcoming young guys. Wow, those guys are fire. And if you think these ones are fire enough, just wait for the ones who are coming after. And they are already here.
Yeah.
They're not far, they are here.
Yeah.
So
okay, without you naming names, I'm going to go a little cruel here. You don't have to name names. Are there any artists now that are big right now that you've seen? They don't have to be established artists, but maybe an artist that's come out recently has been super popular and you've seen and you're like, you don't understand why. It's not throwing shade or anything. It's from like a professional's point of view. You don't have to name the person.
There are many factors that would make an artist or a song big.
Glow, yeah.
First, music is capital intensive. No matter how you want to sugarcoat it, music is heavy capital intensive, and you can't take it away.
So you got to spend it.
Sure, you can't take it away. But then, before we start going to those aspects, first you need to talk about the content. You need to talk about the originality. You need to talk about the consistency. And then you need to talk about branding yourself. So that branding does not just happen because you're already out there. That branding starts from when you're not known. But then anytime people listen to you, this is what they know you for. So by the time you end up being up there, it's not new to everyone who knew you before that this is who you actually are. So I wouldn't say I'm surprised why. First thing, if you're being a bit surprised about any of such artists, I guess the first thing or the best to do is to go back and find out. Like they say, every true success has its roots. Mm-hmm. And also every fake success too also has its roots. The only things that it could dazzle in your eyes is make you feel good, make everybody feel good, want to have it, but it also fizzles away. So
the fizzling happens a lot, unfortunately.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Okay, let's quickly get back to the change you talked about the industry. I would really like you to highlight the positive change and the negative change, because I usually know when our legends in a particular industry usually speak, or when they speak, they'll say, oh, when it was our time, this wouldn't happen. And when I talk about positive and negative change, I want you to talk about marketing, branding, originality, and most of the major aspects of music that you talked about.
Well, now this is personal.
Yeah.
I would not want to refer to, like you said, when it was their time. I believe for me, yeah, we could say that marketing got a lot better and bigger because there are new different areas of social media that just stepped up on the scene. Okay. That helped in making music marketing a lot more easier and better communication with your audience, right? And it's safe to say that every artist, whether you have been there or you're upcoming or you wish to, should take advantage of the social media and everything it gives, right? Now that's number one. That helped to make marketing a lot more easier. It brings about engaging an interface between you and the people who listen to you. Like I tell every young person who talks to me, I said, music, if I ask you, have you seen the wind? Some people believe they have maybe when they see typhoon, but that's not the wind. And then I asked you, I said, the songs you've heard in your lifetime, can you tell me how you got to listen to them? You don't know. Some you bumped into either on the radio or on the TV, or you were at a place at some point. I said, we're able to dictate or determine how you got there, that you listen to it. You can't tell. That brings to a point that music flies like the wind. You cannot direct or dictate how music works. As I tell every young person, make sure you put your very best out there, because you don't know who is listening, you don't know how far it goes, you don't know who's is going to get his or her attention. That's the most important thing. That's on that side. In terms of marketing, I believe we got better. Imagine back in the days, we would want to go from here and look for some international artists to pay for collaboration. But the reverse is the case now. Yeah. I read news about some artists complaining, oh, these Nigerian artists, why is it so costly for a collaboration? Why XYZ? So you see, the tides have changed. So it tells you one thing. First is Africans' time. Two, as far as music globally and continentally is concerned, Africa and especially Nigeria calls the shot in anything Afro, Africa, whatever you call that music. And that's what it is.
Okay, let's talk about your return to the music industry. We have one of your tunes here, Unye Malu. Talk to us about the song and tell us, are we expecting any more new projects from you? Are we going to be having a taste of the old J Martins, or are you going to be rebranding the J Martins that will be coming into the music industry, or that is already in the music industry?
I don't know how to, when you say the old and the new. Oh yeah, okay. The old is there's the sound of J Martins that they know.
Yes.
But you also know that what keeps you consistent is you must have to revolve with the change. So you might not take that away entirely. But take, for example, the first song you talked about, Onyemalu is coming from, because last 2 Fridays I had an EP of 5 songs dropped. It's called Love Me More. It's on all social media. All distribution platforms. From it's being distributed by Symphonic digital distributions. You find it on Apple, Boomplay,
Spotify,
everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. If you just go and look for Love Me More by J Martins, is a red cover. So Onyemalu talks more about, if you really notice in our society today, last night I was sitting with a couple of friends and there's something we were talking about, and someone said in the last 2 weeks, him as a person, if he hasn't seen, he's noticed that the ones who are close to him, at least he has seen 5 divorces. Now that's just him as a person. Imagine the larger society. Imagine the ones that have happened to the other people who were sitting there. Imagine what the society is turning to now. We didn't used to have this whole violence and relationships and marriages. Or maybe it used to be there, but it wasn't talked about. It didn't come to the public light of how deteriorating such is. So the song Onyemalu talks about, it's about love. Now it's all about, instead of this happening, it's better to everyone stay at peace. Stay